The sun was merciless. The desert, ancient. But something slept beneath the sands of the Valley of the Kings. Something that should have stayed buried. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter stumbled on the find of a lifetime. The sealed tomb of King Tutankhamun, Egypt's legendary boy king. A monarch who died under strange circumstances at just 19. But what Carter didn't know was that he wasn't just opening a tomb. He was opening a door to death. The excavation was funded by Lord Carnarvon, a wealthy aristocrat who had already poured thousands into Egyptology. Many considered it a wild goose chase, until they found the golden door, untouched for over 3,000 years. When Carter peered inside with a candle, he whispered the now famous words, "Yes, wonderful things." He wasn't exaggerating. There were golden chariots, jeweled daggers, statues of gods, and the sarcophagus of a pharaoh thought long forgotten. It was the most intact royal tomb ever discovered. But then, the deaths began. The first to die was Lord Carnarvon. Just months after the discovery, he was bitten by a mosquito on his cheek. The wound got infected. He developed sepsis and died. Suddenly, mysteriously. But here's where it gets weird. At the very moment of his death, all the lights went out in Cairo. Back home in England, his dog howled and dropped dead. Same day, same time. Coincidence? The newspapers didn't think so. Headlines screamed, "Pharaoh's curse strikes!" And it didn't stop there. A series of deaths followed. George J. Gould, a financier who visited the tomb, died of fever days later. Aubrey Herbert, Carnarvon's half-brother, went blind and died shortly after. Archibald Douglas Reed, who x-rayed Tut's mummy, died mysteriously before the images were even developed. In total, over a dozen people connected to the tomb died under bizarre circumstances. But Carter, the man who actually opened the tomb, he lived for 16 more years. So, what was going on? Some claimed it was ancient bioweapons, mold spores and toxic bacteria sealed in the tomb for millennia. A deadly air trap. Others believed it was psychosomatic, the power of belief killing those who feared the curse. But then, there's this. On the tomb's outer chamber was an inscription, not in hieroglyphs, but in a hidden language known only to Egypt's high priests. It read, "Death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the king's peace." That phrase wasn't published until after the deaths began. Who added it? Why was it hidden? Here's the darker twist most don't tell you. Tutankhamun's death was never truly solved. His skull shows signs of blunt force trauma. His legs were broken. Some scientists believe he was murdered. And not just murdered, erased. You see, after his death, his name was wiped from all official records. Statues were smashed. His legacy was buried, literally. The theory? He was the victim of a royal conspiracy, executed by those close to the throne. His burial was rushed. His tomb? Too small for a pharaoh. It was as if someone didn't want him remembered. But the curse? Oh, the curse remembered everyone. So maybe it wasn't Tutankhamun's curse. Maybe it was his revenge. From the sand, from the shadows, from a kingdom where gods judged the dead and protected the betrayed. And if that's true, who's next? I'm Kris, and this was the real story, not just myth, of the curse of King Tut. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your theory. Do you believe in curses or just karma? Either way, be careful what you dig up. Some histories were never meant to be uncovered.